Hey, Orchinistas! How are you today? I did a little volunteering work today, and the place that I volunteered at, they're going to be doing a remodeling. So they're looking at all of their orchid collection, and I was able to get this small, this probably was a division off of larger plants that they have. This is a BL Memorial Bernice Foster. This is a brassavola cordata crossed with a BL Richard Mueller. And as you know, Richard Mueller, this was from, gosh, this cross for Richard Mueller was done back in the 60s. So Richard Mueller's been used a lot in crosses that we have nowadays. Richard Mueller's a cross between Nodosa, brassavola nodosa, and Cattleya milleri. So this one here is mounted, and I'll put up a picture of fresh looking flowers. This one here is on its way out, but it's a cute little flower with a nice little big lip with little spots on it. And I think what we're going to do for now, during the pandemic, this place had a lot of issues. As you know, people wouldn't have been able to go there, do a lot of work there, or their collection's just too large for one person to handle. I wasn't involved with this place during that time period. So a lot of their plants ended up with scale and just mealing bugs and really having a hard time. So they're really trying to get their collection back up to snuff. But I got this little piece today here, and I thought what we would do is clean it up. We've got a lot of dead stems, like I just broke that off. I was going to cut them off. We might just be able to break them off. Just get it a little cleaned up here. Now, it's got new roots on it. Look here. This cane right here is the one that is blooming. So we do have some new root tips coming off of this. There's new root tips here. This is the old rhizome part here of the division that was laid across the mount here. So it has attached in some places on the mount. There's some green root tips growing back in here. So I just thought we would clean it up. And then look here, there's root tips growing here. So it's attaching itself to the mount. In my environment, I'm not sure if I want to keep it mounted or if I should maybe let it start going into a pot. I'm not really sure. Will you guys give me your suggestions? I think what we'll do is we'll just get it cleaned up today, and then I'll wait and see what kind of comments you guys have. I've never had anything mounted that I'm growing indoors. And typically indoors, we just don't have the humidity to sustain something that's mounted. So I'm thinking, should I get some sphagnum moss around it? Just anything to kind of keep these little new root tips moist as we wait for it to put out another new growth here. So just let me know in the comments. But while we're looking at this, and I'm going to wait for you guys to comment, let's go ahead and get my shears sterilized here. And I'm just going to run it through my butane torch here. And this way, I don't have to worry probably with pathogens on the dead parts that I'm going to cut off. But since this is new to my collection, in case there is anything on it, I'm going to look it over really good. I'm also going to maybe go ahead and give it a little a fungicide. Maybe, I don't know. I just got it today, and I really just want to see what we're dealing with here. So just going along this rhizome here and cutting the dead stems off. It's just going to cosmetically let the plant look a little bit better. A dried root here, I'm going to cut that off. And in doing that, there might actually be a new growth right here. Or is that what I just cut off? I think that was an old stem I just cut. I don't know. It's so hard to tell. It is really hard to tell. I really don't see any new growth on it other than the root tips. And I was going to cut all of this off here, but then there's definitely coming out of here way down in there. Let's see if I can move that ever so slightly. And maybe you can get in there and see that new root tip. It's not a large root like this one here coming out. It's just a tiny little root coming out of part of this dead, dried pseudobulb. It's definitely coming out of that, because when I wiggle this dead part here, that root is moving, so it's definitely coming from there. New root tips over here. I don't see where that's coming off of the rhizome, this dead part here. I might just go ahead and cut this part off. I mean, because it's dry. I mean, this whole rhizome here looks pretty dead. It's been on there for a while. The wire that it's attached on here just fell off in my hands, just fell apart. But see, the plant's not coming off, so the plant has attached itself to the mount. Oh, we could go ahead and cut off this dead bloom spike here too. Just doing a little cosmetic cleanup today. Already I think that looks better. Don't you agree? Then I'll probably take something here. This is probably here, all of this white here is probably where it's either fertilizer or it is where they were putting in the pesticides. It's probably what I'm thinking here. But on the new growth here, I am not seeing any pests or anything like that. But it's kind of cute. Now they did have, when I show you the picture, as I've already shown you the picture of the flower, that was in a pot that was, if I had to guess, 8 or more inches, and the thing is just full of all of these pseudobulbs. So this has a lot of potential to get very large. Kind of another reason why I'm thinking we need to do a little something else with this and maybe put it in and let it grow into a pot. I don't know, guys. I mean, this lead started growing up this way, so it could continue and grow up. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what to do with it, but it definitely looks, I think, so much better that we got all of this dead off of there. So just let me know, and then we'll see what the consensus is as to what I should do with this, and then we'll post a video of either repotting it or, you know, another option I just thought of is if I get a bigger piece of cork, could that work maybe? Until next time, guys, happy orchid growing. Have a wonderful day. Bye.